Hello you guys, my name is Crystal and thank you all for tuning into Chris Codes. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button because you know you want to, and it's free. Notification bell to be notified whenever I drop new content. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's get right into the video. Guys, so this video is going to be definitely more serious due to the topic at hand. So unless you're living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard about the Astroworld festival that took place, I believe, on November 6th and 7th. So this festival for the concert goers was supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be, you know, exciting. It was supposed to be an experience. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of huge crowds. I just don't like them. If I was to go, I've been to two concerts. One was a gospel concert when I was like younger with my aunt, and I've been to a concert AJ3 or I forgot AJC. It's something in Atlanta. I think it's at Centennial Park or Piedmont Park. I think it's Piedmont, but no, I think it's Centennial. Yeah, I don't know, y'all, clearly. But make long story short, I've been to concerts, but they were outdoor, just like this one. Well, one of them was outdoor, and even like the clips I have, you'll see me way in the back. You'll see all the space around me. I'm just not that type of person to be in a crowd like that. Now, granted, these celebrities have huge followings. They have people that, you know, love them, you know. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the topic at hand. What went down at the concert? We're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to go in a bit deeper into what I feel like really went down that night. And then you all be the judge. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. But I'm just going to say what I feel due to like research, things I've looked up online, and just things I've noticed about this artist. So let's get into the first topic. Okay, so first topic at hand. I just did color corrector, by the way, for you, those of you all that see red. So the first topic is what went down. Okay, so people showed up to this festival. I'm gonna insert clips as I'm talking and explaining to you all, you know, how it all started and all that jazz, if you have not heard anything about it. So first things first, people showed up to this festival. A lot of people, of course, you show up early before the main event because it's music playing. It's supposed to be lively. A lot of times it's like opening acts, things of that nature. So people came early. So a lot of people said they were showing up early, and I'd say around 6:30. Most of the people said they were there around like 6:30, and they said it was already packed at that point, but it wasn't as crazy as when Travis was about to begin. I'll insert a clip here.
Okay, so when I first got there, that's when Master P was performing. It wasn't that many people there, so I had went, you know, I got in the crowd. We was probably like in the middle of the crowd, but we was way in the front. And as everything was happening, I just felt like I was being crushed, and like I couldn't breathe, and I almost like literally passed out. Like I felt like I was about to like collapse. So I started screaming and shit. So that's when like the people, they seen me just because of the fact that I was in the front. So they had pulled me out, but that was during the daytime. So look, let me tell y'all something. Look, all right, so this is when Travis Scott is about to hit the stage. All right, something in my mind told me don't get in the crowd due to the fact of what happened to me earlier that day. You know what I'm saying, with the whole Master P, you know, audience and whatnot. So look, Travis Scott about to perform, but I kid y'all not, bro. As soon as Travis Scott started, like as soon as he started, like all the flame, the fire, the fucking like the phoenix and all that shit, and then he popped out. start going crazy. And like, I'm telling you, as soon as he started going crazy, like the whole crowd started raging and shit. Everybody just screaming, help, help, help. Mind you, I'm sitting on top of the fence. So I'm looking down on everybody and I'm seeing all this shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers reaching and they crying. I'm trying to pull people out. So look, in the middle, it's a VIP section. Like different celebrities and people who pay like thousands of dollars to sit in VIP section. Mind you, I'm pulling people out and I'm trying to pull them into that VIP section. That's where like people was pulling people in so they can breathe. So the people in the damn VIP section, they getting mad, talking about why the fuck you pulling people over here in our section. I'm like, man, fuck that shit, about to lose their motherfucking lives. You know what I'm saying? So I pull out this one boy. This boy, he probably like 14 years old. This is a little bitty teenager, bro. This one lady, I kid you not, in the fucking VIP section, literally put her hands on this boy and associated this boy and started hitting him like, didn't I tell y'all don't jump the fuck over? So I end up screaming, I'm like, bitch, who the fuck is you to tell somebody what the fuck they can do? Like, bitch, this ain't your motherfucking concert, bitch. Don't nobody give a fuck about what motherfucking ticket you paid for. Like, these people need some fucking help. So I'm helping people, I'm pulling people out. And like, it just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like, it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe, you couldn't see. Like, just imagine all the people they gonna find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted. And the medics were trying to give them CPR. And they was flipping them over. And like, they was literally turning black and blue. Like, I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like, once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. Like, this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like, that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like, people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like, help. The whole crowd was just going like, help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything. Like, you know, like, I've been so heavily influenced by Travis. But like, after tonight, bro, like, God really showed me, like, you know, like, stay away from that shit, bro. Like, that shit not for you. Because, like, he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like, for real. Like, so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies. And that was just by me. And the shit got so bad, I was sitting on top of the gate. I was pulling so many people in, helping so many fucking people. And people screaming, crying, trying to ask for my help. I got so overwhelmed, I jumped down and I ran out that bitch and I left, bro. Like, this shit really happened tonight. And a lot of people, they, you know, hearing this shit, but like, watch tomorrow, y'all gonna see this shit was no fucking joke. Like, this shit really happened. So many people got injured, so many people died. That shit was so fucking wicked. Like, it was so wicked, bro. Like, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, put nothing on Travis Scott and call him Illuminati, call him no devil worship. But that's what the fuck it was, bro. We really went to a concert in hell, bro. You couldn't breathe. I'm talking about everybody was so crushed up on you. It was like literally no room for you to lift your chest up and breathe. Like, you couldn't move. You couldn't fucking breathe, bro. Just by the good fucking grace of God, I was in the front, so they helped me out. But I knew, and I even told people at nighttime, I said, bro, once the sun go down and the main stage opened up, I said, bro, do not go to that fucking, the middle of that fucking crowd, because at nighttime, nobody will be able to hear you. Nobody will be able to see you. Something bad gonna happen, bro. And exactly like that, a lot of bad shit happened. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people got hurt.
So, after the fact, they're showing up. And they said Travis didn't start to perform until about maybe 9:30. But it was a countdown prior to him showing up, or prior to him performing. It was like a countdown and all that stuff. The scenery that was shown and all that, you'll, like, in some of the clips I'm going to insert in the video, you're going to see kind of how the stage was set up and like the ambiance, because that'll be beneficial when I speak further on in the video. So, they say Travis comes on around like 9:30, and at this point it's packed. They say they were packed in there like sardines in a can. Like, so close to each other where if you were like this, you can't even move your hands like that tight. And that's why I mentioned stuff earlier in the video about me in crowds. So these people could not move. So they say in certain crowds, people were passing out. And the people that said they didn't, like, the people that say they're a little bit smaller or things of that nature, you know, if you were to fall, you weren't getting back up. You weren't gonna get back up. And nowadays in the world, people are selfish. People want to have a good time. People don't care about you or your safety. So they're not worrying about it. So you got people being stepped on. And from what I heard, that the people that actually died, that wasn't the case. They weren't trampled. So it was like stuff like that. Like you'll see in the videos that people were walking on people. They said they were partying with bodies laid out around them. Like, how crazy is that? So, like I said about the bodies and all that laid out while people are partying, carrying on, people were also mentioning how people were screaming for help. Like, help, help, like screaming bloody murder.
If that's okay with you, real quick. Please be this door.
Is what people were saying. And people were trying to get Travis's attention, telling him to stop the concert. They said some guests of the concert did say that he did stop once before to help someone or like call for an ambulance. But literally, it's clips of him. This was one of the most eerie clips I think I've seen out of all the clips online, and it was him standing, like, because he had like a bird's eye view, so you're gonna see what's going on in the crowd. And if it's this many people dropping like flies, he saw this. But let's continue. Okay, so he had like this bird's eye view, and from the direction he was looking, it looked like he was looking directly at the body that they was like kind of trying to crowd surf, the lifeless body. They were trying to crowd surf to safety. That's how tight it was. It's not like you could just maneuver your way through a crowd like you're in like a club or something like that. No. So they had to literally lift him up and crowd surf him to safety. But it looked like he was singing to the dead body, like chanting almost. I'll insert that clip here. So we're almost done with part 1 of the video, and that's just telling you all what happened, what were the events of this festival. So you all just saw that clip, how freaking eerie. Okay, but I'm not just going to call him out like, oh, you know, he was definitely looking at the body. I don't know, I wasn't there. You know, I don't know if he just knew that it was people dying in the concert. I'm not going to say that, but y'all saw the clip. So, make long story short, for this segment of the video, after the concert was ending, people were trying to, you know, leave, get out, all that jazz. It was police there. One of the police officers was stuck, like pricked with a drug. So they said they believe others, it might have been others that this happened to. It was just chaos. It was absolute chaos. People related it to a concert straight from hell, like their exact words. But yeah, so now that you all kind of know the backstory of what happened, if you all have not heard, I'm gonna get into kind of like the symbolism and things that you'll notice about Travis Scott as a whole. Okay, let's get into this segment. So none of us are dumb. Okay, Travis Scott is not holier than thou. You know, none of his music reflects that. And I'm not saying you have to be a Christian rapper or anything like that, but some of his music, most of his music is kind of eerie anyway. Okay, the cover art on his previous album, I'm going to insert a picture of that, was him in black wings. Okay, so I was watching a YouTube video like probably like this morning of a guy kind of breaking down some of the stuff, and it's like these are the things that we see and just pay no mind to. And why is that? Like, things, how do you hide something in plain sight? So he mentioned his first album cover, and in this album cover is him, a picture of him with black wings. Now, I don't know about you all, but I've never heard of like a angel, a holy angel or anything that represents good with black wings. Now, have I seen an angel in person? No. You know, do I just be talking to them eye to eye? No. But when you think of something with black wings, what do you think of, you know, on a human being? Me, I'm thinking of a fallen angel. If you like are into the Bible or anything like that, you know what a fallen angel is. Satan is a fallen angel. So just from the look of this picture and how like everything's dark, you can barely see his face and all that type of stuff, it doesn't look good to me. Okay, I'm being completely honest. It doesn't look like he's like, hey, how y'all? No, that's not what I'm getting from this. Let's continue. Let's skip ahead to the cover art for Astroworld in general. I don't know why I always be like world in general. So it has this like huge block like gold head, his head, and the mouth is like wide open. And that's how you enter. Even when you're entering Astroworld for the festival, you are entering through Travis's mouth. Bit creepy, but I digress. In the same video I told you I was watching, I'm actually going to link it below if you all want to take a look at it. It's this guy, and he was kind of breaking down a bit of like Travis's cover art and stuff like that, just to, you know, kind of shed some light on it, which is what I wanted to do for my makeup and the message. I wanted to talk about it. So even with that, he kind of discusses about Halloween and the meaning behind Halloween. I don't know if you all are familiar with that. It's way too much to go into on this video because I already know this video is going to be a bit long, so I'm trying to cut it a bit short. So if you want to know a bit more about Halloween, Google it like I did, okay? But short, to sum it up, it's like people believe that the veil is the thinnest. That way, whatever type of beings will be able to like kind of come into our world is easier in Halloween, which is why they say so much demonic things or evil things happen during this season, during this time, because it's the easiest, the veil is the thinnest. And when you look at like the cover art for his album, and when you look at like the I'll show you all the picture of like his advertisement for the Astro Festival in general, he's kind of talking about, you know, like open your eyes and you'll see like the eyes and all that type of stuff. And then they'll talk about another dimension. What that means, dystopia. And I'll show you all a meaning of what that is, because utopia would be like heaven, you know, something perfect. And dystopia would be literally the opposite of that. So what's the opposite of heaven? Okay, literally, it's like dead smack in our face. And I like, if you all really want to dig deep, watch the video I'm going to link down in the bottom of this video, because he talks about the cover art, where his cover art comes from, who actually did his cover art, and what is kind of a replica of. And the guy that did his cover art, if you look at his previous paintings, what makes sense to do, like, let's say if you want to go get your pictures taken, you want a photographer to take your pictures, you're not going to take his word for it. Oh yeah, you seem pretty decent, I like that camera, take my pictures. No, that's not how it works. You're gonna look at his portfolio. You're gonna see, okay, I like your work, let's do business. And that's exactly what this guy did. He's like, okay, let me look at the previous work of the guy that did his cover art. And the guy that did his cover art works with, like, pretty much demonic, like Satan worshiping things. Like, if you see, I'll see if I can put some images in the video, but if not, link below, watch this dude's video. And he kind of goes into it. Dude is into like occult like things. Pretty much the majority of his artwork is kind of making a mockery of God, and like laughing at, like, turning biblical things, what you would consider biblical, like pictures of like the Last Supper and things of that nature. He's kind of turning it around and kind of making a mockery of it, making a mockery of God. And that's who did Travis Scott's cover art. So yeah, that's that. Let's continue. Discuss a bit more about symbolism and things like that, kind of like red flags in general. If you want to dig more deep into that, hit the link below for the gentleman's video that I was referring to. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about music as a whole. You know, people make it seem like this stuff isn't real. You know, they make it seem like, oh, you know, you're just being paranoid. You just think, oh, you, like, we're going to hell because we're listening to these things. Nobody's saying that, but you got to be aware of the things you're opening yourself up to. I've had videos where I talk about tarot readers and things of that nature. It's the same thing. You know, the devil works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways, and so does the devil. The devil is not going to blatantly just tell you, hey, I want you to join me in hell, okay? He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. So he's going to work in ways to get you to conform to what he wants. And the main way he's going to do that is through music. In heaven, he was like the master of music. That was his gift. Like, I think it was said in his body, like, it's an instrument in his body. This is what he does, you know? So it would be not very naive to think that he doesn't have a hand in the music industry. It's been like in the past and now people talk about Illuminati, you know, and all types of stuff, and people brush it off like it's not real, but it is. And it makes you wonder, like, you gotta ask yourself why these celebrities are mysteriously dying and all this type of stuff, you know, but they so-called have it all. Like, come on, people, like, open your eyes. You literally got to open your eyes. And he's not the only one. You know, it's been talk about Beyonce. It's been talks about definitely like The Weeknd. People love The Weeknd, but it's so much symbolism in his music videos. Like, he has music videos where, like, his one of the what's that song? She told me don't worry. Y'all know that song, About It. That song, y'all. If y'all seen the music video, I'm pretty sure it's that song. If it's not, whatever, I'll put like some clips or something of what I'm talking about, because it's people on the internet, on YouTube, that break these videos down. If you all want to know, the information is out there. So basically, my cat, y'all. So basically, in one of his music videos, and all of them is symbolism, but it's literally, he tells a story of kind of him selling his soul. Like, I'll dig into it if y'all want, and well, I'll go ahead, I'll talk about it. Let's go. So in The Weeknd's music, he kind of tells a story in each video, and it was kind of strategic because they weren't all placed out in order. So it's like the first one, like the third video came out first, you know, so it was kind of backwards. So you really had to watch them all and kind of put pieces together like a puzzle to kind of understand. But like I said, it's people on YouTube that break these videos down. So in the video I'm referring to, he's like on stage. I'm sure you all have seen it before, most of you. He's like on stage and he's singing and the crowd's just so uninterested. They're not paying attention. They threw water at him. Like the crowd was just uninterested. They weren't, you know, trying to give him any type of play whatsoever. And it looked like it was one person, like a lady, and she looked like she was into it, you know. And it was one guy in the front as well that gave you this like eerie vibe, you know. He just like kind of secluded. He definitely looked eerie. So as to kind of represent good and evil, and it's like he had to make a choice. So he's kind of like looking in between the two while he's on stage, and people thinking he's dodging bottles of people like throwing stuff at him. And then it's like he makes a choice, and the eerie demonic looking dude throws his lighter on the Weeknd, and the Weeknd like sets on fire, and he starts dancing, and the crowd goes wild and all that. And so put two and two together, people. Like, what do you think? Who good and evil? The evil guy threw the lighter at him. He sets on fire. Like, fire is symbolic as well. And then boom, all of a sudden everybody loves him. And then in another music video, he kills that same dude, but that dude comes back in another video, and it's kind of like it's like, you can't get rid of me. You know what I mean? And in one of the videos, he was literally smashing all his accomplishments with a red cross. Like, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. I'm gonna insert a few clips so you all can kind of see what I'm talking about, and kind of get a gist of how serious this stuff is. Like, people, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. You know what I mean? And yeah, like when you're young, you have this mindset like, I'm invincible, you know, like nothing can hurt me. I can do whatever I want to do. And that's not the case. And you don't know how much time you have left. You don't. Like, the ranges of people that were pronounced dead from this concert started at like 13, you guys, up to like 27. That's sad. Like, that's extremely sad. And I don't know if you all saw his apology. I'm gonna insert a clip of the apology. I have no words. Just watch the clip.
I want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, you know, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, everyone to, help us figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. And I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. Love you all.
You like, that apology was just like, it just gave me emotionless, like no remorse at all. And it's just, when you think about it, it's just like a lot of people are coming to his defense, like, how's he gonna stop the show? He didn't know, and blah blah blah. But it's just like, Come on, these people screaming, stop the show. Like, they were chanting at one point, stop the show. So it's just like, I get it. People pay their money for a show. He wants to put on a show. But at what point was he gonna acknowledge that people were dying? Like, anybody can understand that people were dying. So it just kind of like, it's like you're lacking any type of sympathy, empathy, anything. It's just wild. It's wild. And it's like, what can you say about that? Like, it's weird. It's weird. And that's why people feel like it was people being sacrificed. Like, it was a legit ritual. And if you see like how the arena looked, like the stage set and how everything looked, and how he was chanting to that body being taken away, it looked like people were being sacrificed. That's exactly what it looked like. And that's why I say people have to be mindful. Like, you think it's all fun and games. You think this music is just music, but it's not. Music touches people. And just with witchcraft alone, your words have power. You know, just like people chanting and all that type of stuff, your words have power. And in other videos, like the other video I was telling you about, he spoke about how even idolizing these people, that's biblical.
I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I'm a survivor, keep on surviving.
Y'all, I'm out of breath because we sing Beyonce in church. Holy cow.
We do have a community that is youthful and loving and looks to the world as a partner, not an enemy. So if that's new to you, I hope it's good news. God actually loves you.
What can you tell me about the progressive nature of Grace Cathedral?
I think a lot of the people who show up tonight are people of color, LGBT people, people
you know what
on
I'm saying? With the golden calf. And you're dancing, and you know what I mean? And just picture that. You got people dancing and shouting, and people dying in the crowd, and him singing. Y'all don't see how this is way too similar to demonic rituals? It's not a coincidence. Nothing's a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. And it's like, you don't want to just assume that people would do these type of things. So I'm not going to say that. I'll let that be. But that's what it looks like. So people have to be very aware of what's going on in this world. And you have to put the whole armor of God, because we're not safe. Like you're not safe without it. You're not safe without him. And if you think you are, you're sadly mistaken. You know, I can look back at my life and think about the times I thought I was just having fun. I was out with my friends, and I can think about the situations now and think that that was so unsafe. Hey, you all know what I mean by that? Like, the places you were, the environments you were in, thinking you just having fun, and it was so unsafe. And you know that song, but I had a praying grandmother. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how much. A lot of people like don't really know how much God has protected you from. And the more you open yourself up to these things, these demonic things, the more like God eventually lets them have you. And I don't mean that in like to scare you or anything like that, but that's typically how it works. God continues to save you, he continues to help you in ways that you can't imagine, but like, it's biblical. You'll see it in the Bible. Like, you want these things, and then he gives you to them. The things that you want to partake in, he gives them to you. What you think you want. It's not. This isn't what you want. That's not the life you want. And if you listen to the music itself, the music is not good. None of it is. We're talking about drugs. We're talking about sex. We're talking about violence. How is any of that positive or productive to your life? It's not. It's not. And when I first like cut this stuff out, I started to think, I'm just like, man, you know, people are living, people are having fun and all that, but it's more to life. It's more to life than this stuff. And the quicker you realize that, the more you really start to live your life to the fullest and not just like everybody else. Guys, you know, these are very important topics to speak on, because people are going to take things lightly. There's always going to be people that think it's all fun and games. There's always going to be people that don't care. They just want to party, drink, and think life's not worth living if you're not doing that. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. And with the quicker you wake up, and I'm not saying you can only listen to gospel music and stuff like that, but just take a moment and listen to what you're listening to. And when I say that, I mean listen to the lyrics, read the lyrics, and ask yourself, how is this benefiting me? And what is it provoking me to do? All these top songs and these top artists, these popular songs, what are they about? And you're idolizing these humans, people that are just like you and me. Just like you and me. Making these people like literally like gods. And that's a problem in itself. All of this is biblical. Y'all not seeing the big picture. And that's what's scary. That's what's scary. And you guys, like, people say this all the time. People have been saying this for years, but we are living in these times where you just don't even know how much time you have left. So if you think you got forever to give your life to Christ, just look at the people that attended this concert that will never see their family again, that their families will never see them again. Think about it. Just think about it. All right, you guys, so this is the final look. Real casual, simple, like I always do. But I hope you all enjoyed the final look, and let's get into the final thought. Okay, you guys, so I feel like these videos are necessary just to kind of wake people up. You know, it's so easy to stay blind to the things that are in front of you. Like, ignorance is bliss, you know, and we're aware of that. But what's not bliss is hell, okay? And I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real blunt for you all, like just like these people did about this concert. They said it was literally like a concert in hell. You know what I mean? The people are talking and looking traumatized, and for good reason. You got to wake up. You can't be idolizing these people, because clearly they don't care anything about you. One, that's one. And two, it's not beneficial for your life. These songs are not beneficial for your life. The actions that you do listening to these songs a lot of times is not beneficial for your life. And you got to think, what is it motivating you to do? I feel like everything has a purpose, you know what I mean? And even it comes down to the music you're listening to. If you're not listening to anything positive, and it's all about drugs and violence and women, or just sex in general, what is that? What is it provoking? What is it motivating you to do? You know what I mean? Everything has a purpose. If you start looking at things like it's not what it seems, or if you just start really paying attention, you're going to start to realize that it's a war out here, you know what I mean? And not in sense of like a physical sense, in a spiritual sense. And the minute you start to wake up and see that it's not that much time, it's not as much time as you think. And I know firsthand that sometimes it seems like, oh, I'm not having fun, or I'm not living my life to the fullest, because you're not out drinking and partying and carrying on with everyone else. But I came to realize that life is so much more to that. It's so much more to life than stuff like that. And trust me, I get it. But once you start to separate yourself from the nonsense, you really start to get to know yourself and realize that you're better than what you're leading people on to believe. You're better than the things you do. You're better than how you portray yourself. And you can be a better version of yourself. All you got to do is try and believe that you can be. So I thank you all for watching this video. And if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button, because you know you want to. And it's free. Notification bell so you be notified whenever I drop new content. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, love you guys. See you all in the next video. Bye.